Let me just say, and I think it's to be an encouragement to you, that I can think of my recordings, and when I did them, they may have been absolutely real to me, but the reality of it's faded, and I think, oh, I'd better check that to make sure it's acceptable and not got something horrendously wrong or just blank, and, why did he bother to make that? So it's a negative state, really. It's what I woke from this morning, from a dream. The dream was frustrating. I didn't succeed in the dream in getting my doctorate, and it was still important to me. And it was a sort of endless dream of getting nowhere. And I woke up with this dissolution, to try and explain it that way, of emotion, of feeling, of being. And, I thought, well, I'll throw this off by repeating the intro to John's Gospel in my mind. These words spake the intro to John 17 in my mind. These words spake Jesus, lifted up his eyes to heaven. It didn't really work. And then I thought, no, well, I'll list a few other things that... No, I may have gone on to a bit of triangular breathing. No, not yet. Sorry. I go to what usually gets me out. Come on, what normally helps me out. I listed some of the things that were good yesterday. Couldn't quite think of them all, of course. You never can, but I got most of them, and that lifted me, of course. I realized how wonderfully loving and caring God was to me yesterday, giving me all these people to bless, just one after another, amazing synchronicities and so on. And I was beginning to be lifted now, you see. I thought, well, I'll do the breathing. And I managed to start it. And I thought it was easier if I do the triangular breathing with listening to my recording. So I'll go through those that I've actually published yesterday, but I wasn't sure of it in my mind. Got this negative sort of background to my mind. And I'm warring with it, in effect, aren't I? Do you see? And it's like fighting with at least one arm tied behind your back. You seem handicapped in taking it on, Marshall. Yeah, I know. And I don't know what to do about it. But I do. I'll check that those recordings that I last put on, I think there were 4 or 5 of them, are in fact correct. No, 3 actually. So I put it on. And now I've listened to 2 of them. And I'm so impressed. I know this sounds strange. Sounds like I'm saying I'm impressed with my own work. It's not that. Well, I hope it's not. I think it's... I'm so delighted to have the evidence in my hands, in my mind, that God used the day well yesterday. Or, making these recordings that I'm reviewing well. I'm so pleased. They're good. They are good. I mean, they say what? I tell you how good they are. They lift me out of this negativity into ultimate positivity, just like that. Because, of course, it speaks the assurance of the goodness of God. Close, close, close by. And that's absolutely everything, you see. Even this that I'm saying at the minute is part of that. To remind you, to fill you with the thoughts of what it is or could be to have the nearness of God. And what astonishing assurance that would give to you. To feel all-powerful, all-wonderful, loving God is utterly with you always. There can't be anything greater than that. By definition, you see, he is what you value. And will steer and lead you through as the most perfect example of wonderful parent, loving dad, or loving mum. I mean, however you see it, I see it as dad, but that's probably my cultural background. That doesn't matter. What matters is the devotion and the assurance of the utterly wonderful eternal being that we are part of. You see, by definition, this is everything wonderful, absolutely, life abundant, life eternal, eternal heavenly being. Thank you for these thoughts, Heavenly Dad. Just thank you so much for these thoughts. How do I hold them eternally, Lord? Nothing seems to stay stable here in this dimension. And if you have it that way, surely I can trust you for that. What's wonderful, Lord, is that I desire to trust you utterly and continuously. And you've achieved that in me, and will achieve it in all life, because that's what you understand it needs. Love you, Dad. Love just your being. Love you utterly, Dad.